Time now for the KSL In-Depth. The plane's wings wobbled, according to one witness. A moment later, that small plane was nothing more than a fireball in a quiet neighborhood just outside Ogden-Hinckley Airport. This was about 1:30 this afternoon. At this moment, KSL News Radio's Paul Nelson is at the scene of the crash. You arrived shortly afterward. Was the fire out yet?
By the time that I got here, the fire was out. I'm going to move this camera around so I can get a better shot of the wreckage, as you can see it on the KSL News Radio app. But by the time I got here, the fire was out, just a little bit of smoke. And as you can see from this, it appears that the plane right smack dab in the center median. So that is causing some people to kind of speculate whether or not the pilot was trying to land if he possibly knew he had engine trouble. Now, we heard from some people say that they saw the wings wobbling. Other people say that they heard that the engine was not working. So as far as what caused this particular crash, we are nowhere close to having that ready. But it did hit another car. You can see the tow truck is on the scene right now, taking the car that was involved away. But nobody was hurt. That's the very surprising thing from this crash.
Yeah, it wasn't that the car was gently touched. The front grille, the front grille was ripped off, and I believe there were flames on the hood of the car, yet everybody walked away and was safe afterwards.
Well, I mean, the tow truck is passing by me right now. Check this out on the app. As you could see, the front looked like it was kind of charred up a little bit, but at the same time, look at the back.
Oh, wow, there is no back of the car.
Yeah, it looked like as if maybe the plane was, bouncing over. I'm not sure, but you could see there was no damage to the passenger or the driver's compartment, just the back. So, so that's how the car looked. But the plane, it looks like the debris is going to be on here for hours. There's no telling when this is going to be reopened.
We're showing this on the KSL News Radio app, sponsored by Any Hour Services. Paul, why don't you set the location? What street are you on right now?
I'm on 1900 West in Roy. The airport, the Ogden-Hinckley Airport, it's just a block that way. That's the south border of the airport. And from what we're being told, the plane was just taking off. Witnesses say that it flew actually to the west of this road. But then after that, witnesses were saying that it definitely intentionally took the plane, the pilot took the nose due south right on 1900 West. So it appears that it kind of made a little bit of a circle to the west, but it came right back down here.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This is incredibly close to the place where that plane fell into I-15, a month or two ago?
Yeah, that was Riverdale Road, and Riverdale Road is actually the off-ramp that we took in order to get to the Roy Police Department, because we were actually coming up here to be covering a completely different story. It was that tragic story about the man being accused of beating a baby boy who eventually passed away. But Nicole Vowell was getting some backup interviews about that story, and she actually was one of the people who saw the wings start to wobble a little bit before it hit right here.
So are the people nearby, the witnesses that you're talking to, noticing that planes are kind of raining out of the sky in this area and that it's dangerous?
There were a couple of people that said, well, it's time to shut it down, but that's just what they were saying on, say, social media. It doesn't seem like as if that atmosphere here is, oh my gosh, it's a dangerous airport. It's more like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that they made it out without dying.
Yeah, everybody's safe. That's the amazing part. Paul Nelson is working the story in Roy this afternoon. Thanks so much for talking with us. KSL News Time, 4:50. You've been listening to The In-Depth.